Admittedly, the commercial companies who control the police forces are working hard to end this sort of positive behavior, using ridiculous health and safety regulations as an excuse, even to the extent that police officers are instructed to stand by and watch somebody drown and not attempt to save them. This is not the choice of the officer but the instructions of the owners of the company. Because these thousands of invented offenses don't apply to anybody unless they agree to be bound by them, it becomes essential for a police officer to, possibly inadvertently, persuade a member of the public to agree to subject himself to these unnecessary restrictions and agree to pay invented cash penalties to the local commercial company called the police force. The normal first attempt to establish this spurious dominance of the police officer is by him asking for your name. This is not an innocent question, and it is essential that you are careful in what you say, as there are legalese booby traps all over the place. One suitable reply is, "The law does not require me to provide that information," which is entirely correct and avoids pitfall number 1, and no matter how often the question is asked, the answer is always the same. It is important not to argue with a police officer, as that is another legalese booby trap which makes you subject to the thousands of hateful regulations designed to part you from your money. So, only answer questions, ideally, with a non-aggressive question, and don't volunteer any information. If the police officer says, "You were exceeding the speed limit," you could say, "Was I?" As you don't argue, nor do you say that the common law does not require anyone to keep to speed limits, obey road signs, park only where directed, etc. Even though that is perfectly true. Maxim. Arguments are for fools. As mentioned before, if the police officer asks, "Do you understand?" your response should be, "No, I do not stand under you in this matter." As before, the question is a legalese trap and has nothing whatsoever to do with understanding anything which has been said. A parking ticket is a notice, and please be aware that a parking ticket is not a bill, but instead it is a notice telling you that there is something to which you should pay attention. So you write back saying that you have noticed their notice, and as they appear to think that you owe them money, you are happy to pay, but first you need some verification before payment is made. First, there is a need to verify the debt, so please send me a bill with a human signature on it. Also, I need to see the lawful, two-party contract supporting that bill. As they can't supply either of those things, it kills the claim stone dead, so just keep insisting that they either supply those things or else stop bothering you. An interesting alternative is that if they send you a final notice marked remittance, then that piece of paper actually has the value of the money amount written on it. The really silly thing is that you have the option to write accepted for value on that piece of paper, sign it with your name and the date, and mail it back to them, and technically, that concludes the matter by paying the amount demanded. Who was it that said, "It's a mad, 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 mad world"? Actually, the payment comes out of the vast amount of money which your straw man has accumulated over the years. And your signing the document as accepted for value authorizes them to take the payment from your straw man account, and that suits them as well as yourself. Writing accepted for value means that you are authorizing them to take the amount they specify out of the straw man account, which has such a large amount in it that the balance will hardly be affected at all. Society. We come now to the very difficult subject of American society. I certainly don't know all the answers in this area. A society is a group of people who willingly join together and abide by a set of rules decided on by members of that society. Loosely speaking, the system which has been set up by the commercial companies who have control of the United States is a society. It is a society which has good features and bad features as well.